Hey everybody, Ryan from Rhino Hockey Channel here. Alright, gonna be going over the New Jersey Devils 2021-2022 season preview. Alright, if you had not done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, and also let me know what you think in the comments. If you agree on my outlook on the New Jersey Devils season or not, let me know what you think in the comments, and just be civil. Alright, additions. They added Ryan Graves from Colorado for Mikhail Maltsev and a New York Islanders second round pick for this past draft. So Ryan Graves definitely a good addition on the defense for his team. They signed Jonathan Bernier 2 years, $4.125 million per. Good backup for Mackenzie Blackwood. Chase D'Elia 1 year, $750,000. Dougie Hamilton 7 years, $9 million. This team definitely refurbished their defense with the addition of Graves and Hamilton. Hamilton, very good defender, very good offensive defender, So, definitely a good addition of him and Graves. Joe Gambardella, 2 years, $750,000 per. Tomas Tatar, 2 years, $4.5 million per. Good offensive player, so definitely helping out there. Brian Flynn, 1 year, $750,000. Robbie Russo, 2 years, $750,000. And Christian Yaros from San Jose for Nick Merkley. And they re-signed Yaros for 1 year, $850,000. They lost Matt Tennyson in Nashville, Aaron Dell to Buffalo, Brett Seney to Toronto, Ryan Murray to Colorado. Murray probably the biggest one on this list, and honestly not a huge loss at that. Josh Jacobs to Carolina, Connor Carrick to Seattle, Nick Merkley to San Jose, and Will Butcher and a 2022 fifth round pick to Buffalo for future considerations. Butcher just had not played the way he did his rookie year. Well, since his rookie year, so that one was inevitable, I think. They re-signed Yanni Kuokkanen, who had a good season for them this last year. 2 years, $1.825 million per. Same thing for Yegor Sharangovich, another good rookie year for them. 2 years, $2 million per. Michael McLeod, 2 years, $975,000 per. Colton White, 1 year, $750,000. Scott Wedgwood, 1 year, $825,000. And Jonas Siegenthaler, 2 years, $1.125 million per. Cap hit is currently sitting at about $70.1 million. They have projected cap space about $11.3 million, so they still have room if they want to add, if they get to that point. We'll have to see. Their deadline cap space supposedly is $58 million. That's ridiculous. Alright, Nico Hischier is still one of the top players. Hopefully he can play the entire season. That would be a positive step for him. Like I said, Tomas Tatar, they added in Andreas Janssen. Hopefully he has a better year than he did last year. Miles Wood, Jesper Bratt. Sorry if I can say it correctly. Pavel Zacha, Jesper Boquist, Jack Hughes, Tice Thompson, and Marian Studenich are all RFAs at the season. Now, who's going to make the money there? That would probably be Zacha will want more. Bratt may want more. Wood may want more. Jack Hughes is going to get more. That's a guarantee. Jesper Boquist might. Tice Thompson might. And Studenich, maybe he asked for some more. I'm not sure. So, there's a lot of money that looks like it could be spent this year. And also, they could trade, if it's a bad year again, they could trade away someone like a Miles Wood, a Pavel Zacha, if they really feel like it. So they can save some money and allow their younger guys to come up. Not that those guys are old, because Zacha's 24 and Miles Wood is 26. Oldest guy in this team is, on the forward so far, is Tomas Tatar at 30 years old. After that, it is Miles Wood and Andreas Janssen at 26. This is a very young offense. On the defensive side, Dougie Hamilton, amazingly not 30 yet, honestly thought he was, 28 years old. PK Subban, 32 years old, is the oldest one. And next one is Dougie Hamilton at 28. Also young defense. Goaltenders, pretty young. Bernier's 33, Blackwood's 24, and Blackwood is definitely their goalie of the future, but Bernier is a good one to have, especially since there's a lot of questions about, is Blackwood going to play, because he's been on the fence about getting the COVID shot, so he may or may not play. We'll have to see. They also have 4 professional tryouts with Tyler Witherspoon, Frederick Gauthier, Mark Jankowski, and Jimmy Vesey. Now, I mean, I can see Goche being a decent fourth liner for him. Jankowski, I mean, I guess having a depth forward like him or Vesey maybe. They still have retained salary on Will Butcher at $910,000. Let's see, I forgot to go over who defenders there. I'm sorry. Their defense currently sits at Dougie Hamilton, PK Subban, Damon Severson, Ryan Graves, Ty Smith, and Jonas Siegenthaler are the six. Is my assumption that will be the main six to start the season. Ty Smith had a great season last year. Going to be a very good young defender for him. Ryan Graves, very good all-around defender. I believe he's a two-way defender is what he's termed as. Damon Severson, pretty good defender. PK Subban is a UFA after this year and probably not come back, or if he does, it's not for $9 million. So there's that. Christian Yaros is RFA after this year. Mason Geertsen is a UFA after this season. Alright, on the non-roster forwards, you got Alexander Holtz, who may play some games. Chase Stillman is currently loaned overseas, I believe. Dawson Mercer, he's a junior eligible, so he may go back there, but he may also get in a few games, maybe get that 10-game tryout. Nolan Foote probably will get some games in, too. This team has some pretty good offensive and defensive talent coming up. Let's see, they have Fabian Zetterlund, Nathan Schnarr, Chase DeLeo, and AJ Greer, all RFAs after this season, and Brian Flynn is a UFA. So there's that. On the defensive side, Colton White is the only one that is a free agent of any type. He's RFA after this season. Kevin Ball is one of their top prospects, acquired in the trade with Arizona a year or two ago now. So see if maybe he gets some games this year. On the goalie side, Scott Wedgwood looked decently well at times for them last year, honestly, when Blackwood was down with COVID. So he is a UFA after this season. This is how they drafted this last season. They got another Hughes brother. They got Luke Hughes, a defender at number 4 overall. Kind of saw that one coming, right? Their second first-round pick was Chase Stillman at number 29. Then another guy who's on their top 10 prospect list is Samu Salminen, the center at number 68. They drafted him. So then you can see the rest there. Alright, this is their draft picks for the next 3 years. They have all their own draft picks this next season except for their 5th round pick. They do not have their own. They have Edmonton and New York Islanders' 4th round pick to go with their own. And they have Columbus' 5th round pick. So they have a pick in every round, and 3 of them in 4th round. So there's that. Then they have all their own picks for 2023 and 2024. So I don't see this team trading away picks this year. I really don't. Now, just looking at the lineup, this lineup, honestly, I can say, looks improved from last year. It really does. Just off of how cap-friendly does their depth chart to do the lines, or what they assume to be the lines. Now, the first line, Jack Hughes, Yegor Sharangovich, and Tomas Tatar, that's not going to be a slouch of a line. I mean, I think Jack Hughes probably will take a step forward this year. At least you got to hope. I mean, Sharangovich, 30 points in his rookie season, 54 games. Decent output. That's really good. So that wouldn't hurt. And Tomas Tatar, I believe he is currently sitting on injured list, I believe. But I don't think it's a season-long type of thing. On the second line, you got Pavel Zacha, Nico Hischier, and Jesper Bratt. That's going to be a good line, too. Because, I mean, Hischier played 21 games last year. Had 11 points in 21. Okay. But still, he's a former number 1 overall pick. So you got to hope that he's going to be better this year, especially if he's healthy. Then on the third line, you got Miles Wood, Michael McLeod, and Yanni Kuokkanen. Kuokkanen had a decent year, 25 points in 50 games as a rookie. Michael McLeod, 15 points in 52 games. He was picked 12th overall, so you got to hope that that offensive output goes up. Miles Wood had a great year, 17 goals. Can't complain. Fourth line, Andreas Janssen. Like I said, they got him from Toronto, and he put up 11 points in 50 games. Worse than he was with Toronto offensively. But hopefully he can turn that around. Then they have him with Jesper Boquist and Marian Studenich. And Studenich played 8 games last year, had 2 points. Boquist, 7 points in 28 games. So, I mean, I can see this offense being very good, or very bad too. So hopefully they can do better than they did last year, because they look better than they did last year. Defensively, on the first pairing, you had the two new defenders, Graves and Hamilton, who are pretty dang close in size. Graves 6'5", 220, and Hamilton 6'6", 229. Hamilton definitely the offensive guy in this team. Looks like Ty Smith is injured currently. Ooh, that hurts. 23 points in 48 games in his rookie year for Ty Smith. Very good year. Hopefully he can improve upon that. Ryan Graves had a down offensive year with Colorado last year. 15 points in 54 games. PK Subban, just not what he used to be. I'll leave him at that. Damon Severson looks like he's currently injured. He, along with Jonas Siegenthaler, will make up the third pairing most likely, is my assumption. And obviously there's two. Then you have Tice Thompson, who is a scratch, who could definitely get some games in. He had 7 last year, had a point. AJ Greer had 1 game last year. Goalie-wise, Jonathan Bernier mixed between... Or was he only on Carolina last year? No, he's traded to Carolina. Where did he play to begin with? I forget where he was originally. But he was 9-11 last year with a 2.99 goals against average and 914 save percentage. Better than Blackwood, but I mean, Blackwood also was the goaltender for New Jersey, and honestly, a lot of his numbers got worse when he came back from having COVID. So I'd chuck his bad numbers out to that, because his numbers the first part of the year before he got sick were amazingly good, considering he was the goalie for a not so great New Jersey team. But he was 14-17 overall, so he had a pretty good year for him either way. Nolan Foote will probably get some games in, I bet you. Chase DeLeo had a game for Anaheim last year with a -2. Shocker, he was on Anaheim. And yes, it is my own team, my own favorite team, so I can be mean to them all I want. Alexander Holtz, I bet he is going to get some games in this year. Dawson Mercer may get a tryout, maybe. Let's see. Jimmy Vesey, I don't think he's playing 50 games for this team. I don't even think he's going to play for this team. Same with Jankowski. Goche may get a game or two in if he's signed. Christian Yaros, 7 games for San Jose last year. Kevin Ball, 7 games for New Jersey last year, so he may get some time this year, honestly. I would not be surprised. Colton White had a couple of games last year for him. Scott Wedgwood, 3-8 last year, 16 games for New Jersey, so he was one of the rotating carousel goalies for New Jersey last year. Hopefully, it's more stable this year. At least it should be. All right, on the minors side, you have Brian Flynn, long-time NHL, well, not NHL player, but AHLer. Yeah, like I said, Chase Stillman on loan currently. On the prospect list, Samu Salmonen. They actually had no one on their prospect list signed currently. But that doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, you don't always sign all your guys right away. Like Luke Hughes, he's playing in junior. Oh, God, I gotta say his name. Shakir Mukhamadullin. That's horribly wrong, I have a feeling. But he is playing over in Russia right now. Going to be a guy who may be playing some games here soon for them, probably next year or the year after. Top prospects will be Alexander Holtz, number 1. Shocker there. Goal scoring forward on the wing. 18 points in 40 SHL games and 3 points in 10 AHL games. Now I know what you're saying. 3 points in 10 AHL games. He should be lighting up there if he's really good. Yes, he should. But at the same time, it was his first experience in North American hockey. So you got to give him a little bit of learning curve, because playing in the European leagues and rinks versus the North American leagues and rinks is different. So there is a learning curve. You can ask anybody who's played in Europe their entire career and came over, there is a learning curve. Not everybody's a Teemu Selanne, okay? Coming over and scoring 76 freaking goals. Just sick, okay? Nobody's beating that rookie record right there. If they do, hats off to you. Luke Hughes is their second top prospect. Defender, 15 points in 18 USHL games. Will be playing with his brother eventually. Dawson Mercer, right wing center. 36 points in 23 QMJHL games. Like I said, he may get a tryout this year. Nolan Foote, 2 points in 6 NHL games last season, and 17 points in 24 AHL games. Like I said, probably will get some games in this year. Then Mukhamadullin, He had 4 points in 13 KHL games so far this season. Others mentioned Tice Thompson, Kevin Ball, Samu Salmonen, Graham Clark, and Chase Stillman. Now, I know I said this team looks improved, and they do. The biggest problem for them is the division they're in. There are a lot of really good teams, so I see them more. I can see them being a middle range team. I really can see that kind of improvement in this team this year, as long as they stay healthy, of course, and people keep developing the way they should be. Like Jack Hughes should go from, I think he had 30 odd some points last year. Hopefully he can go up to that 60-point mark. Same with Nico Hischier, if he's healthy, going up to the 50-60 point mark. That would make a huge difference for this team. Now, is it going to be enough what they've added? I'm not sure. I mean, Mackenzie Blackwood is a big question mark, because if he refuses to get a shot and they won't let him play, that hurts the goaltending. Because, I mean, Jonathan Bernier, he's a decent goalie, but I'm not sure he's a all-season starting goalie, though. He's a partial, like, a 1B type of goalie versus a number one outright. I don't think he has that ability to be that consistent. I don't. So, if they have Mackenzie Blackwood, if they're doing like a 1A, 1B, that's that is a perfect situation for this team. And honestly, like I said, I can see this team being very good this year. Not like contender very good, but just being very good compared to how they have been the last few years. Definitely better than those. But I still see them bottom range team just because they are in a tough division. It's going to be hard to keep up with those teams. Now, will they be a good team in the very near future? Yes, they will be. So, New Jersey fans, you have that to look forward to. Is this the year? I think this is a year of improvement, but I don't think this is the year you challenge for that playoff spot. I could be wrong, though. They might be able to slip into a playoff spot if other teams falter. So, I wouldn't be surprised at the same time, but I'm still going to predict they're going to finish bottom of their division just based off of the difficulty of that division. It is a very good division. It's very hard to get into those playoff spots. Look at the New York Rangers. They probably should have made the playoffs last year. Granted, the divisions were different. But if the divisions had been this way that they are going to be again this year from 2 years ago, even the Rangers probably would not have made the playoffs. They wouldn't have. So, there's a lot of improving teams in this division and some really good teams that are still there. Yes, some of them may not be as good this year as they have been in the past, but I still see them being better than New Jersey. So I'm sorry, New Jersey fans, this isn't the year in my eyes, but like I said, it is going to be more improvements this year and honing those skills. Then hopefully next year they can challenge for a spot. Hopefully. So that's all I got for you for the New Jersey Devils. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, hit that share button, and let me know what you think in the comments. If you agree, disagree, that's fine. If you disagree and you have a different opinion, please let me know. I want to hear it. And just be civil. That's all I ask. All right. I'll see you all next video. Bye, everybody.